A lot of people ask me at the moment, how do I turn my data swamp into a data lake? And short of advising them to buy a snorkel or go and find a Yoda that lives in their swamp to miraculously use some force, there are some key requirements that we target. But what is the data swamp? Well, the data swamp is just a very, very large repository of data that it's been thrown in from multiple sources across an organization that doesn't really give any insight into the questions that people want to ask. So today I'm here with Caio Milani, who is effectively the Luke Skywalker of draining the data swamp, right?
Absolutely. Let me show how the lightsaber works. So first, when you have all the data coming to your swamp, how do you get the information out of that swamp? First, you have to think about adding metadata to that data. It's coming in raw format, you add metadata. And when you think about traditional databases, it's really hard to do that. You cannot add metadata to a role. But in a multi-model database, that's much easier. First, you can add metadata to the document, but you can also add triples that will enhance the information about the documents.
So it's super optimized for efficiently adding metadata, rather than you having to adjust schemas, change massive sets of information just because you want to optimize a question or tag some new information.
Yes, and about the questions, also MarkLogic is optimized for you to get to answers immediately. Once you ingest that data, we are indexing everything, and you can start asking questions and getting to answers immediately.
You don't even need necessarily to use the metadata. You can actually answer some of your questions without even generating metadata.
From the raw data.
So that's business rules to generate new from your search.
And as you get to more answers, you can add more metadata, more triples, and even from the answers, add more triples and create triples, and that will allow you to get to better and better answers as you go along the way without changing the schemas.
Now, one of the big problems people say when they're dealing with the data swamp is the security of the data swamp. And we all know that Jedis are very security conscious, right? We got some pretty good ideas about, or good concepts of what a good secure data lake looks like.
Yeah, so when we think about the force of the data lake, so we first have to think about the secure by design. So MarkLogic is designed to be a secure platform for you to store data, and starts at the bottom of the stack. All the data is encrypted at rest. That prevents a sysadmin or a cloud admin from having access to that data. But also when you think about the data itself, who should access that data, first we protect the documents. Let's say there's a customer file that is represented by a document, and certain users shouldn't see that information. So we can prevent users from seeing particular documents. But we go further. Let's say even inside that customer profile, there is some sensitive information that some users shouldn't see.
Like their email, their home address, that kind of thing.
So we can protect that. And finally, many times, the swamp, now the data lake with MarkLogic and the Force, you can use that to generate reports. But some business analysts shouldn't see all the information. So you can redact that information that is sensitive before you export for their tools to do proper reporting.
So we drain the swamp, we make it searchable, we add new metadata, which all of the consumers can then digest, and it's done in a secure fashion, which means that people only get the right access to the right information. Seems like a fairly straightforward solution.
Exactly. So come see us in MarkLogic World, San Francisco, May 2018, and see how we can help you solve all those problems in the data swamp.